Welcome to the Marketing Revolution podcast. This is the underground movement of savage marketers from all over the world. We are not Fortune 500 companies. We are real entrepreneurs with real businesses that have one major thing in mind: to set goals and devour them daily. Because we understand that everyone wants to eat, but only savage marketers are willing to do the hunt. Now let's get this revolution started. Hey, what's up, everybody? John Hiley here with the Marketing Revolution podcast and the Marketing Savage Facebook group, coming to you guys today with a motherfucking motivational Monday. What a great day for me to do this. I want to talk a little bit about, I actually just spent the entire weekend in Dallas. Well, not the entire weekend, actually, all the way. I flew back on Saturday, flew out there on Wednesday, flew back on Saturday. So I spent nearly the entire weekend in Dallas at the Apex Executive Mastermind meeting. Essentially, I spent this whole weekend with my family. I mean, them people in that group, we are absolutely like family. The group has doubled in size since I joined last year. So when I joined last year, I want to say there was like 30 some members, and now there's over 70 members in that group. And it's incredible the type of people that are attracted to a group like that. You know, of course, it's quite expensive. And there's good reason for that. There's good reason for that because it attracts the right individuals. And what I want to talk to you guys about is you are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. This is something that Jim Rohn used to talk about. You are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. So what type of people are you surrounding yourself with? You know, I'll be honest. I was not the biggest dog in that room by far. In fact, I was probably somewhere in the middle, right? Like, who knows, right? It wasn't like a measuring contest, but it was quite obvious the individuals in there that were just doing things that were on a level, like on a next level. But that's where you want to be, guys. That's where you want to be. So many people try to put themselves in position to be the biggest, the king of the group, right? The individual that is at the top. I'm here to tell you, man, if that's important to you, number one, you got a pretty fucking big ego problem. You've got an ego problem. You got a little shallow ego that could be shattered relatively easy. And I'm also going to tell you is that you're not going to be leveling up if you only surround yourself with people that are, or that you care, that are beneath you. Okay. You want to obviously be somewhere in the middle when it comes to your group, because you also want to surround yourself with people that you can help bring up. That's just the way it works. So you're always going to be the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. I put something in the Marketing Savage Facebook group the other day that if you hang around 5 millionaires, you're going to end up being the 6th millionaire. What it is, the people that you spend time with, and the same thing, if you look at your crew and you're surrounded with a bunch of bums that are going nowhere, then you're going to be a bum that's going nowhere. There's just no way around it. You're going to become part of the people that you spend your time with. So you've got to understand at some point as well is that when you do level up, that there are going to be people in your life that I don't like to call it left behind. What I've always called this is that as you're on an elevator going towards the top, there are going to be certain floors that you've got to stop at and let people off. And it's not that you're kicking them off. It's not that you're saying you're not good enough for me anymore. It's just that you're saying the time has passed. And a lot of times you're going to find that these very same people will want to get away from you because these very same people may have an ego problem. They may have an issue with your success. As you succeed, it may make them feel tinier. It may make them feel smaller. Okay. You can't live your life like that, my friends. You have to be willing to surround yourself with people that are doing better, and you need to be cheering them on. And if you got people that are, at a lower level than you, you need to be pulling them up and not be afraid if they pass you, if they pass by you. I actually heard something in a group in the Apex group by a guy named John Paramore, and he said that what you currently have in your life is exactly what you deserve. Some people might think that's unfair, but you know what, man? If you're listening to this podcast, if you're on the road to success, one of the very first things that you got to understand is that you've got to claim every aspect of responsibility for your life. And the moment that you blame somebody else or something outside of yourself, you've disempowered yourself from making the changes needed to take yourself to the next level. So, guess what? Maybe sitting back and accepting that everything that you have in your life is exactly what you deserve is the first step to unlock the victim mentality that many people live with, that this is happening to me, not for me, to unlock that, to be able to take yourself to the next level. Okay. Now, you guys heard what I said there, right? You guys heard me say, this isn't happening to me, it's happening for me. Okay. Put yourself in position, any position in life, and I don't give a fuck what it is in your life. If something happens, you got to step into a position where you got to accept that it's not happening to me, it's happening for me. And the moment that you blame it on something outside yourself, you'll disempower yourself from doing anything about it or becoming better. When I lost my father, most people would be, very, very devastated, as of course we all were. You got that point of mourning and things like that. And I still have times when I think about him and I get choked up, and that's great. But, that's not great, but it's, you know what I mean? It's part of life. But here's the thing. When he passed away, I declared that the rest of my life was going to be serving him by making him proud of what I've done with myself. So I knew that a lot of people can fall into a negative when they lose somebody important in their life. And I thought about it and I said, what would my dad want me to do right now? And I came to the conclusion that he would want me to prove the world wrong. He would want me to be the best version of myself. He would want me to be a good man. He would want me to do it right. And I told myself that that's what I was committed to. That's what I was going to live the rest of my life in testimony of that for him. Okay. So, even some of the worst things that can happen to us, we can look at it one way or another. We can look at it like, this happened to me and I'm the victim, or am I going to live the rest of my life like being the best I can be for them? Okay. I don't know. I feel like I'm talking to somebody right now. I feel like there's somebody out there that's listening to this right now that really needed to hear this. And I never thought that I was going to talk about my dad during this podcast, but I just feel there's somebody out there right now that needs to hear this message, and hopefully it helps. So anyhow, y'all, I appreciate you for coming along on this Motivational Monday podcast. And as usual, see you on that next one.